Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos, where I take a look at the Senate races going on across America in 2024 and give my thoughts, analysis, and predictions on the races. And today we are looking at the state of Tennessee, a seat currently held by the Republican Party and the current incumbent Senator Marsha Blackburn. Ms. Blackburn is in her first term. In 2018, she was elected to the Senate with a margin of victory of 10%. In 2020, Donald Trump won the state by 23%. In 2024, there is no doubt Donald Trump will win the state of Tennessee for a third time. He carried it easily in 2020. He carried it easily in 2016. And he will carry it easily again. The last time that Tennessee was competitive was in the year 2000. And in that election, Al Gore lost his home state to the Republican nominee. Neither campaign is contesting this race on the presidential side, and it won't be close. Donald Trump, as I said, will easily win Tennessee. Let's take a look at the two nominees. The Democratic nominee is State Representative Gloria Johnson, who is part of the Tennessee 3. In 2023, Mrs. Johnson, along with Mr. Pearson and Mr. Jones, were brought up for expulsion in the Tennessee House of Representatives. And Mr. Jones and Mr. Pearson were expelled, but Mrs. Johnson was not. And a lot of people saw some racism in this, in the fact that Mr. Jones and Mr. Pearson were African Americans, and Miss Johnson was not. She is a white lady, and they are two young African American men. And in the subsequent weeks and months, Mr. Jones and Mr. Pearson were appointed and reelected to their positions, as many people saw their expulsions as a blatant power grab by the supermajority in the Tennessee legislature. And Mrs. Johnson was encouraged by the Tennessee Democratic Party, its establishment and leadership, and national Democrats to run for this seat against Ms. Blackburn, and she subsequently did. The Republican nominee is Senator Marsha Blackburn. Mrs. Blackburn is finishing up her first term in the Senate. In the Senate, she has been a noted ally and defender of former President Donald Trump. She voted against certifying the 2020 election. She voted against both times that Donald Trump, she voted against conviction on his impeachment. And prior to that, in the House, she was a noted defender of Donald Trump. She was first elected to the House in 2003 and was a big supporter of the Iraq War and was a big supporter of George W. Bush during his presidency. She also gave credibility to some conspiracy theories about Barack Obama's birth back in 2011. Prior to being in the House of Representatives, she was in the state Senate. And she famously was one of the leaders of an effort, a successful effort in Tennessee to block a state income tax. If you take a look at the two primaries, about 66% of voters in the state of Tennessee cast ballots for the Republican Party, and 33% cast ballots for the Democratic Party. How do I think this race is going to turn out? It's not going to be competitive. It's not going to be close. Senator Blackburn will easily be elected to a second term in office. So that's my thoughts, and that's my predictions, and that's a hold in that race for the Republicans.